Hello, everyone. This is Omar from the Third Rail. Last night, I started seeing some videos with the same tagline as anti-blackness. And I saw the first video, the second, the third, the fourth. Then I started to investigate. It was a dispute between, I don't know, some lady named Maya Ayub and a different lady. Now, the situation here is it's divisiveness. As you notice, in England, they started race riots. Now here they want to break down the brown and black communities. You understand? They want to create this schism of anti-blackness. And if you listen to the words, they repeat the same thing. Well, this is anti-blackness. How do you know it's anti-blackness? I'm not anti-blackness. No Arabs anti-blackness. Half of Arabs are dark skin or black. A matter of fact, Palestinian, there's Afro-Palestinians in Jerusalem. Anyway, let's hear what she has to say.
I think at this point we are all aware of this conversation, and we've all heard subsequent conversations about the divide between Black Americans and pro-Palestinian activists. And this was an
There is no divide. We appreciate everything with the Black American. The Black Liberation Movement has been intertwined with the Palestinian Liberation Movement from the 1950s. Look it up. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, the Black Panthers, every Black liberation movement has had an alliance with the Palestinian Liberation Movement. There is no divisiveness. If two ladies had an argument on TikTok, that's not our problem. So continue.
uncomfortable watch. It was really difficult to sit here and watch a Black woman get spoken over, muted, and white woman tears essentially in action. But one thing that this video did is it did highlight very valid concerns about anti-Blackness in the pro-Palestinian and Arab communities.
There is no anti-Blackness. A matter of fact, most Arab businesses are in the Black communities. The Arab communities view the Black people as their partners in the United States, and they see that they have the same interests. What makes you think these Palestinians don't want to vote for Harris? Do you think they want to vote for Donald Trump, that racist garbage? Do you think they want him to be as the president? The whole issue here is not that. We just want Vice President Kamala Harris just to put some pressure on Joe Biden. She's the vice president of the United States. She's not a nobody. She's a somebody. And she has the will and power. We just want her to stop the killing of our families, of our women and children every day. That's all we want. We want to put some pressure on her, and like any other politician. And she has to earn every vote. The whole idea is not because she's Black, we're going to all vote for her. We want to know what she's going to do for the Black community, for the Arab community, and for the Palestinians who are getting murdered and killed every day. Let's continue.
Now, this entire situation started because there are activists who are telling Black Americans, if you're planning to vote for Kamala Harris, take the Palestinian flag out of your bio. You no longer support Palestine.
No one can tell any person or any American how to vote. Voting is a personal issue. And it is a personal action that no one can tell anybody what to do. And Black Americans have earned it. And the Palestinian flag does not belong to any activist or any person or to Mara Ayub. It doesn't belong to anybody. It belongs to everybody. So you could still support Harris and support the Palestinian against the genocide that's taking place. We could do the two things at the same time. Go ahead.
If you're voting for Harris. This is the same rhetoric that Maya was applying to Tory here, saying because you're voting for Kamala, you no longer support Palestine. And she lied to her followers and said that Tory claimed she would.
Who died and made Maya president? Who's Maya? Who cares? Maya's a TikToker who's making money off TikTok. She doesn't represent the Palestinian or the Arab communities. She doesn't represent all of a sudden anti-Blackness. Stop.
Never support Palestine again because of this. So the anti-Blackness was very much at play here. It exists in the entire conversation, but this is not the only context that it exists in. Anti-Blackness has been a pervasive issue in the pro-Palestinian movement.
A pervasive issue? These are talking points. Ladies and gentlemen, A week ago, we had race riots in England. The whole idea was done by the Zionists behind the scene. Now you see in England, they're not protesting for the Palestinian issue. Now they're just burning each other's homes. Now all of a sudden, they want to create this divide between the brown and black community in the United States. We're all Team Harris. You understand? Every Arab and every Palestinian knows that Kamala Harris is the better choice for them in the United States and outside the United States. We just want her to be aware of what's going on. As of now, she could use the pressure on Joe Biden to stop the bloodletting in Gaza. That's all we're talking about.
Specifically as it pertains to this election and votes for Kamala Harris. Now, there have been a lot of insinuations that Black Americans voting for Kamala are putting in a vote for their comfort. They're voting for genocide. And we need to look at the bigger picture and realize that there is a lot more nuance to this conversation than we're allowing in. We should not be so obtuse that we don't recognize that our choices are between a third party.
This was written for her to say obtuse, persuasive. To the black community, to the black women in 2020 saved democracy, and they're going to save democracy again. I want you to understand that no one person represents the Palestinian cause. The Palestinians are dependent on the support of everybody, white, black, Hispanic, from all over the world. That's all. Their mission is to stop the bloodletting. There is no issue with blacks and Arabs in America or outside America.
Party who won't win, Donald Trump who will harm everybody,
I agree.
Kamala Harris who is at least a safe option for people.
Kamala Harris is the better choice for everybody. What makes you think people are not going to vote at the last minute for her? Do you really think we're going to give Michigan to Donald Trump? Do you think the Arab community at the last minute is going to just stay home? They're going to go vote for Kamala Harris. And all this, blacks hate Arabs and Arabs hate blacks. It's just dividing the vote. They want us to start this hateful back and forth on TikTok. Then she loses both ways. You understand? The Palestinians lose because we lose the support of the black community, which we need, and we beg them to continue to support the Palestinians. At the same time, you're going to get these Palestinians or Arab like, I'm not going to vote for Pamela because she is black. No. That is not happening, and it's not going to happen. Go ahead.
Well, domestically, we shouldn't be policing the vote of Black Americans when this choice directly impacts their safety and their lives. Now, don't get me wrong.
Their safety, Americans are not in danger. Black Americans are not in danger. If Pamela wins or Pamela loses, the Black Americans are 60 million strong. They are not dependent on Kamala to save their lives. So don't use fear-mongering to scare Black Americans.
Kamala is an imperfect candidate.
But we can
still criticize and hold her accountable while still understanding that she is the better option.
That's what we're trying to say. You see, you just answered my question. All we want to do is put some pressure on her to earn the votes. We want her to use her position as vice president of the United States. She's the second commander-in-chief of the United States of 350 million people. And we think she could use her leverage a little more better for us. That's all we're asking for. Not to stop African Americans from voting, from blacks from voting for her. Everybody's free to vote. Nobody could stop anybody. This is not the Jim Crow era.
For everyone. Collectively pressuring and collectively asserting support for Kamala are not mutually exclusive ideas. We have already seen, following the protest of the uncommitted movement, that Kamala has been very willing to alter her stance on issues pertaining to Israel and Gaza. We need to keep pushing, though, and we need to stop allowing this divisiveness and this anti-Blackness to exist within our...
There is no anti-Blackness. Stop. This is Zionist talking points. These are Zionist talking points. There is no anti-Blackness. Look, these are Palestinians. Hold on. These are Afro-Palestinians. Look it up. In Jerusalem, there are Afro-Palestinians who's been there for hundreds of years. Here. These are Afro-Palestinians who live in Jerusalem. Okay, I'm going to give you another surprise. That's me, and that's my father. You see, my father is a black Arab. You understand? And this is me at 7 or 8 years old. So the whole idea, we're all intertwined with our blackness. We are, we don't need you to tell us what's going on. Anyway, stop these people from using these talk points. You're going to see the same talking points. Anti-blackness is the tag word for it. Well, we're going to just support the Congo and Sudan. Yeah, we should support everybody. We should support all people. It doesn't have to be just one area of the world. We could do both. We could shoot and walk at the same time. Don't let the Zionists divide us. This is me, Omar. I use my avatar today. That's my father. My father's a black Arab, and my mother is a white Arab who has to have Turkish blood in her. I thank you very much. God bless you all. And keep the peace and keep us united.